Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks. I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do something a little bit unusual. I'm going to make corned beef. Now, corned beef in the UK comes out of weirdly shaped cans that usually have like a key to open them, and that's really a horrendous bit of packaging design. But they're sticking with it for some reason, I don't know why. Anyway, that's not entirely relevant. What is relevant is that corned beef out of those cans is pretty weird, and it's nothing like the experience that we're going to have with our homemade corned beef, because that's just fantastic. But it ain't quick, so we need to travel back in time a few days and get it all started. And the reason it's called corned beef, it's nothing to do with corn, the actual plant. It's to do with corns of salt, which are big chunks of sea salt that we use to preserve the meat. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And let's go back in time and start making corned beef. Okay, ingredients for the corned beef. I've got about 1 kilo of beef brisket, and if you can get one with a lot more fat on than this, that'd be better, but this is all I could get. 1 or 2 litres of water, 200 grams of sea salt, or probably kosher salt, 100 grams of sugar, and a teaspoon of sodium nitrate, or Instacure Prague powder #1, or celery salt, or nothing if you're worried about nitrates and cancer and stuff like that. Also, you'll want 3 cloves of garlic, a couple of bay leaves, a cinnamon stick, and a tablespoon of pickling spice. And if you can't find pickling spice, you can make your own. For the pickling spice, we've got a teaspoon each of mustard seeds, whole black peppercorns, cloves, and coriander seeds, and also some ground spices. I've got a teaspoon of ground allspice, half a teaspoon of red chili flakes, and a teaspoon of ground ginger. If you can get whole allspice berries, put them in with that lot, otherwise put them in with this lot. Those are going to get toasted. So heat a little frying pan on medium heat. You don't need any oil for this, it's a dry process. And when it's hottish, put your whole spices in, and when the mustard seeds start to pop, take them all out. And you'll smell the aroma, which is a good thing. So take those out of the pan, let them cool down, and then crush them in a spice mill or in a mortar and pestle. I'll use a mortar and pestle because it looks better. Okay, mortar and pestle, toasted spices, cool down a bit, and also break in the cinnamon stick and the bay leaves. And just give them a bit of a bashing in the mortar and pestle. We're not aiming to make a powder, we just want to crush things a little bit to get the flavours coming out. Now I'll put the water and the salt and the sugar in a pan, and we'll just heat that enough so the salt and sugar is dissolved. Then we'll add all the crushed up spices and the uncrushed up spices as well. Now we'll put the pickling spices in a jar and give them a good shake up. Right, I'm just going to peel and crush the garlic cloves. And now we'll finish making the brine. So this is the water with the salt and sugar in it. And we'll add the garlic into that. A tablespoon of the pickling spice. And a teaspoon of the sodium nitrate. Now we want this to cool down completely, and then we can add the meat. Okay, the brine solution is nice and cold. So pop the meat in. I'm keeping the string on because it'll be neater. And then I'll just pour in enough extra water to cover that. And we put the lid on and put that somewhere cool. I'm going to give that 2 or 3 days to marinate, and I'll turn it over now and again. And yeah, see you later. Okay, that didn't go entirely to plan. I've actually left it 8 days. So it should be well and truly brined, and I've turned it over a couple of times during that process. So there we have a big chunk of brined brisket. And what I need to do now is take that out of the liquid and give it a good old rinse to get all the bits of stuff off it. And then we're going to cook it. So just put your brisket into a large pot. And we're going to add a carrot, some celery, and an onion. Tablespoon of pickling spice and some juniper berries, probably a tablespoon also, and top that up with water and then pop it on the stove, bring it to the boil, put a lid on it, turn it down to a simmer and let it cook for 3.5 hours until the meat is, really tender. Alternatively, you could do it in a pressure cooker under pressure for about 45 minutes, or you could do it in a slow cooker or crock pot for about 8 to 10 hours. It's up to you how much time you've got. Okay, 3.5 hours later, it's done. So I'll just fish it out. It's a bit smaller than when we started, but smells incredible. So I'm gonna let that cool down a bit and then we'll do a taste test. So, I mean, you could eat it straight away with like cabbage and mashed potato, or let it cool down, slice it and stick it in sandwiches. Whatever, or both. Anyway, we'll come back to that shortly. I'm keeping that liquid just in case I want to do something with it. Okay, let's slice a bit off. I've still got the string on because, well, you can see it's just a flattish bit that's being rolled. Okay, this is nice and cool now, so let's try and slice it. I might have actually overcooked this or over-brined it. It's very, very fall apart. And very hard to slice. So. But look at the colour. It's interesting. It's stayed. No, it's nice and pink around the edge, but gone brown in the middle. So I'm thinking that's probably about as far as the Instacure penetrated during that week of brining. Right, it's taste test time. So there's my massive slices of corned beef. That's really nice. It is so different from commercial corned beef, but it's really tasty. You can taste the pickling spice and also texture. It's amazing. So yeah, as I said, I might have overdone it because I would have liked to be able to slice it more thinly so it would go in a sandwich. Anyway, that's fabulous. It's really worth a go. So thanks for watching and see you next time.